All right, so today is the first of 3 days of word problems. And today will just be regular word problems. We're going to write equations, so equal sign. The next 2 days, we're going to work on inequalities, so, the greater than, less than stuff that we've been talking about. So let's start with this first problem here. And the first step really here is to read the problem, right? So after 2 games of bowling, Tonka had a total score of 220. His score for the first game was 97. What was his score for the second game? Now again, when I say read, I don't just mean read through it fast. I mean read it to understand what's going on. How many games did he bowl? Well, he bowled 2 games. He had a total score of 220. So that means 2 games added together was 220. First game was 97. How much was the second? Now I'm pretty sure you all would have a good idea of going, okay, well, I'll take 220 minus the 97 to get the score. But that's not what we're actually doing. I mean, that is what we're doing, but we're going to write an equation to help us. Now, every word problem, every equation we have to write starts out with what is called a let statement. I'm a big stickler on this. So I'm going to have to define a variable. So the variable is the thing I want to know. We're going to say let x equal his score on the second game. I want a thicker pen there. Alrighty, so that's a let statement. Notice the word let. That's where I get it. It's not some magic thing. Now, so what I know is that on one game he scored a 97. I don't know the score of the second game, but that's my x. That's the whole point in that. But I do know if I were to add those two together, I would get 220. Well, guess what now? Doesn't that look like stuff we've been solving? So your next step is to solve it. So obviously, I'm going to subtract the 97 from both sides, subtract the 97 from both sides, and I'm going to say x equals 123 points. Don't forget to label. That's the last step, is that label. And I do take off points if you forget to label. So again, the second game was 123 points. So to review, we wrote a let statement. The let is nothing more than what I want to know. So the x, so I don't care if you call it p for points, it's up to you. But that's the score on the second game. The game I know, 97, plus the unknown game x, together is 220. Now I just have a simple one-step equation to solve. Subtract that 97 from both sides, and I find out that x is 123, and again, remember to label it as points. Next slide, you're going to work one. Oh, I almost forgot to tell you, by the way. Grab a copy of the homework, because the examples are coming straight off of there. So you can put this straight back on your homework so you have it to look at later. So again, go into class kick, and I'm going to have you work an example. You can put that on your paper if you get it right. And then move on to the next example. But again, if you haven't grabbed the homework already, do that now. So, your example you should have done. It says Elena has $240 in the bank. She withdraws $15 each week to pay for piano lessons. How many lessons can she afford with her savings? So what we're looking at here is a multiplication problem. And we need to start out with a let statement. Let L equal number of lessons. Now again, you can call it W for weeks, X, P for piano, whatever you want to call it. But I do know that each lesson is $15. And I don't know how many lessons. That's the unknown part. Remember, this is multiplication. Equals that total of $240 until she runs out of money. So, whoops. There we go. Let's get back to that 240. So this is one that we've solved problems like this a lot before. 15 times L. Divide both sides by 15. And we're going to find that 240 divided by 15 is 16. If you don't believe me, you can do the work, right? 240, put in your 15, I'll let you do that. But anyway, so L equals 16. And don't forget to label it lessons, so we know what it is we're talking about. That's important that you label. If you didn't, go back and do that. So here, continue for another example from me. Okay, on this one, it says you have at most, and this is number 5 on your worksheet today, you have at most $15 to spend on pizza. Each pizza costs $7 plus $2 per topping. So a cheese pizza is $7, right? Pepperoni pizza would be $9, 7 plus 2, right? Pepperoni and hamburger would be $11, $7 for the pizza, $2 each topping, so on and so forth. What is the greatest number of toppings you can afford? So it is you can only spend $15. So we need to start with a let statement. Let T equal number toppings. That's how many toppings you're going to get. And again, you can call it P for pizza, whatever, but it's technically toppings. So I know I'm going to spend $2 for each topping, plus $7 for the pizza itself. That's for the blank cheese pizza, equals $15. Now this is those lovely multi-step equations that we've all written before. Now some folks say that, hey, you might include some inequality in this one, so I guess we could technically say it's less than or equal to 15, because you can spend up to $15 if you like. So let's do that on this one, and we've solved ones like this. So minus 7, 2t less than or equal to 8. Divide off the 2, and we didn't divide by negative, so we're good there. T is less than or equal to 4, and don't forget to label it toppings. So you could order anywhere from 0 up to 4 additional toppings on your cheese pizza. Toppings as an S. There we go. All right, next up is one for you to do. So again, pause, work one, and then come back, check your answer. Okay, so for your last example here, it says a mail order book, or rather one you're supposed to work, a mail order book store charges $15 for each book ordered. Shipping costs are $7 per order. What is the cost for ordering 4 books? So here's the thing. No matter how many books you order, you only pay $7 shipping just one time. You order 1 book, $7 shipping. So 15 plus the 7. Order 100 books, right? 15 times the 100 plus $7 shipping. That's all they charge. So, again, we're going to start out with a let statement like always. Let B equal number of books. So, what we'll look at then is $15 a book times number of books plus the $7 for shipping equals, again, we got to find that total over here, right? This one doesn't say we have a total amount of money to use, so a little more open-ended. Because it says then, what is the cost for ordering 4 books? You're going to plug that 4 in for your B. So we'll have 15 times our 4 plus our $7 shipping. That's going to be our total cost in the end. So 15 times 4 is 60, plus the $7 is $67. And don't forget to label that. It is money. And remember, the dollar sign goes in front, not behind, because this is America. Alrighty, your homework is to finish the worksheet front and back. You get a chance on a couple of them to write your own. I think that's kind of fun. You can make up silly things like number 9. You can take a look at that real quick. It says x minus 6 equals 32. X minus 6 equals 32. You make up your own, like the number of dollars I have minus the $6 I spent. I now have $32. How much money did I start with? Something like that. So.